Okay, we're going to make apple pie. We want to take 6 apples about this size, and you want to peel them and core them and slice them so they're pieces about this big. Then you want to put all your apples in a bowl and rinse them and drain them good so there's no water left on them. Then we're going to mix your sugar and some flour and your cinnamon together in a little dish like this till all the cinnamon and all the sugar and all the flour is mixed together. And once it's all mixed together, so all the cinnamon, all the flour, and all the sugar is blended, then you can pour it over your apples. And then you want to take a large spoon and keep turning the apples till they're all coated with the cinnamon and flour and sugar. Okay, those are all coated nicely, and then we'll just set that aside. Then we want to take our pie crust mix, and it'll be, when you open the package, and it'll be crumbly. It'll be like flour, but a little denser than flour. You want to pour it into a bowl about this size, and add your water and mix it with either something like this or a spoon or a fork until it's all sticky and doughy. And once it's totally mixed and there's no dry flour or dry parts to it, you want to form it into a ball. So it's about like that. Then you can take a knife and you want to cut it in half so that you have an equal amount for the bottom crust and one for the top crust. Then you want to take your mat or your surface where you're going to roll out your dough. And you have to coat the surface with flour so that it won't stick. And then form this into a little round patty. And once that's in a little round patty, you can flour your rolling pin, and you have to keep flouring it probably so that the dough won't stick. Then you can start to roll it. And you want to kind of keep it so it ends up in a nice round circle. Now when you've got your pie crust about the size of your pie plate or a little bit bigger, then you just can pick it up in half and lay it across your pie plate and let it fold over. And adjust it so that it fits the pie plate. If it's too short on one side, you can mend it with the upper crust once you get the apples in. So you're going to line that like that. Now we're going to put the apples in. Now you want to get the apples so that they're pretty evenly sitting in the pie crust, not big gaps where they cook down and leave you a big hole. Now we'll set that aside and we'll do the top crust. Make your little patty again. Sprinkle some flour and spread it around. Spread some again on your rolling pin. Okay, now when you've got it the size that you know will fit over the top of your apples, you want to fold it in half again and place it on top. You may have to adjust it to fit all the way around. And then you want to pinch, if you've got some excess and it looks like there's a gap, you can just mend it. And same over here. So you want to work all the way around till it's all sealed. And once you've got it sealed, you have to make some air vents in the top so that the crust doesn't bubble up and stay bubbled up. You have to let the steam come out as they're cooking. So you want to take a little knife and just cut some little, oh, I call them leaves, here and there out of the top. Yeah, that's going to let the steam come out when they're cooking. That's what it should look like. Okay, now you want to brush the top of your crust. Whoop, whoop, I spilled some. But that's okay, you can just spread it around with your fingers. With your pastry brush, just brush the top, but don't be forceful because you don't want to rip the crust. Just gently, like you're painting it. This will give it a nice brown glaze when it's done. And if you don't have a pastry brush, just dip your fingers in it and try not to leave any puddles in these little crevices. And once you've got it all painted with the milk, then you want to take some cinnamon and sugar that's been mixed together and just give it a little sprinkle. Not much, just a little sprinkle here and there. That'll give you some cinnamon flavor to your crust beside what's in the pie. And there it's ready to go. So that's what it's going to look like. Now you're ready to put it in the oven. You'll have your oven preheated to whatever your temperature you're recipe calls for, and then time it for whatever the recipe calls for. So we'll get it in the oven, and then when it's done, we'll see the finished product. Alright, the pie is ready, the buzzer went off. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. And there we have the finished pie. I put this on around the edge to protect it from the edges from burning too much. You can also use strips of aluminum foil just to edge it with so your pie crust edge doesn't get burned. But there it is. We'll let it cool, and then when it's cool enough to cut, we'll taste it and let you know how it came out. That is steaming.